Coming up on Mountain News at 6. Following the death of State Senator Johnnie Turner, we hear from some of his friends and colleagues about how they will remember him. And many funding announcements were made at the recent SOAR Summit, including one fiscal court receiving more than $3 million. We'll tell you what they plan to do with it.
And we had highs today in the upper 70s and low 80s, but will be much cooler for the day on Thursday. Details in a few minutes.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Many folks in the mountains and throughout Kentucky are mourning the loss of State Senator Johnnie Turner. Senator Turner died from complications sustained from a lawnmower incident that happened back in September. He served the 29th district, which includes Bell, Harlan, Knott, Floyd, and Letcher counties. WYMT interviewed Senator Turner as recently as a couple of months ago. Senator Turner was a proud native of Harlan County and helped the people of not only his home county but the region as a whole. WYMT's Madison Carmouche spoke to some who say this is a great loss in the community and beyond.
The law office off Central and 2nd Street in Harlan is a little quieter the weeks following Senator Turner's incident.
And he'll be missed by his clients. He has some loyal and devoted clients that have been calling ever since he's been in the hospital.
Sid Douglas was the longtime friend and colleague of Senator Turner after joining Turner at his law firm 13 years ago.
And I'm still here. I think I say I'm still here with him. And so this has been hard on all of us, you know.
Many Harlan Countyans agree Senator Turner had a heart for Eastern Kentucky that was almost contagious.
He was always a mentor to me, professionally and personally.
Gary Farmer says working with Senator Turner on the Harlan County School Board taught him about the man behind the public service.
He's a great family man, and he treated everyone else like they were family. That was one great thing about him. He always, it wasn't like he was a stranger to him. He always just, you know, pat you on the back, hey buddy, you know, that type of thing.
And the helping spirit of Senator Johnnie Turner is what will live on in Harlan County and the mountains of Eastern Kentucky.
I think that's part of his legacy.
Funeral arrangements have not been announced yet. We will, of course, pass those along here and on WYMT.com when we receive them. Senator Turner, we are told, died at the University of Tennessee Hospital. Many colleagues say Senator Turner stood up for folks in the mountains and he fought for their values and way of life. Representative Adam Bowling says he was not going to stop until the outcome was adequate for the people of Eastern Kentucky.
But he was going to doggedly pursue that until he got an outcome that he thought was acceptable for our people. And that's how I'll always remember him. He's just somebody that when he believed in something, he fought for it, and he fought for our people, and he fought for the mountains.
Many lawmakers throughout Kentucky have given their thoughts about Senator Turner following his death. Here's what Senate President Robert Stivers had to say, quote, "I have known Johnnie long before our paths crossed in public office. I will miss my friend. My heart breaks for his wife and his children. The love and admiration I, along with so many others, feel for Johnnie is immense, but I know it pales compared to the depth of love held by those closest to him." Here's what Senator Mitch McConnell had to say, quote, "In recent years, I remember crossing paths with Johnnie to survey the damage left by the devastating floods that hit Eastern Kentucky. Johnnie was on the scene, ankle deep in mud, his equipment from his home in tow, ready to help folks in Letcher County. That's just who he was, a good man who loved the mountains and its people." Here's a little more background information on Senator Johnnie Turner. He was born on December 24th, Christmas Eve, in 1947. Turner grew up in Harlan County. He went on to attend Redbird Mission School, where he worked on campus. Turner attended what was then Union College before going on to the University of Kentucky College of Law. He started practicing law in January 1978. He was a school board attorney for Harlan County, serving through a legal battle to keep the 10 Commandments in schools. We have additional details about Senator Turner at WYMT.com. Senator Johnnie Turner was 76 years old.
Well, we had another beautiful day across eastern Kentucky. Highs were in the upper 70s and low 80s. As a matter of fact, Jackson and even London broke or tied records today. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes. But outside right now, we're seeing a mixture of sun and clouds. Temperatures still are in the upper 70s and low 80s. We're at 81 in Manchester, 77 Jackson, as well as Hazard. Prestonsburg's at 77, 10 cooler in Grundy. Wise is at 78. Somerset, 79 degrees. Not bad at all. We will cool off, though, as we go throughout the day on Thursday. Live pinpoint Doppler radar showing some false returns being picked up on the radar. We are seeing a clean sweep at this hour. Will stay mostly clear as we go throughout the evening and overnight hours. Temperatures will be in the upper 50s and low 60s. By Thursday morning, we'll start the day off with plenty of sunshine. Temperatures will be in the upper 30s and low 40s. And we're only going to go into the mid to upper 60s for tomorrow. And then we're going to warm up again and then cool off again. Details coming up in the first alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
All right, Eric, thank you. A former Southern Kentucky pharmacist has been sentenced to 20 months in prison. Stephanie Collins was sentenced for her role in a scheme to defraud Medicare and Medicaid by billing for medication she never gave customers. Collins operated Stephanie's home pharmacy in Corbin. Officials say Collins used the pharmacy's computer systems to submit claims for payments of drugs that customers did not pick up. A Monticello man is facing drug charges after police say they found what was believed to be meth on him. The incident started last night when police say Terry Lowe did not use his turn signal. That prompted police to pull him over. When police made contact with Lowe, they discovered he was trying to put something between him and the truck seat. Police later found 3 bags of what they believe was meth in his pants. Lowe was taken to the Wayne County Detention Center. The 3 men charged in connection with the murder of Amber Spradlin in Floyd County are set to appear in court tomorrow. Josh Mullins, Dr. Michael McKinney, and M.K. McKinney are set to appear for a pretrial conference at 2 p.m. in a Floyd County courtroom. M.K. McKinney is accused of actually killing Spradlin. All 3 men have been charged with 8 counts of tampering with evidence. A Pike County man is behind bars in connection with the theft of a stolen camper in Lawrence County. We told you about this last night. 47-year-old Kevin Totten of Canada was arrested and charged with receiving stolen property valued at $10,000 or more. Deputies with the Martin County Sheriff's Office assisted in the investigation and were able to find the stolen camper on Church Fork Road in Inez. Following last week's SOAR Summit, the Letcher County Fiscal Court received a grant from the Kentucky River Area Development District. As WYMT's Amelia Lee explains, this grant comes from the AMLR program.
Building a waste digester system is something Mike Gover has been thinking about for years, after being inspired by Sevier County, Tennessee's system. Now, with help from a grant, Gover's long-awaited project will soon become a reality.
It's been 20 or 25 years in the looking stage and hoping and wishing.
A digester is essentially a large composter. Organic waste is put into the system and broken down to dirt. When the organic material is separated from plastics and other materials.
And then you have a compost type material that can be used for cover for landfills and for some other industrial purposes.
The plan is to build the system here in the area of the Letcher County Transfer Station. Now, organizers say getting that land was not an issue because it's already owned by the county. They also say that it's former mining land, which made them able to apply for the $3.3 million grant.
It's going to take a little while, but with this grant, it will happen.
Jeffrey Justice says, according to the Letcher County Fiscal Court, the cost for processing solid waste has almost tripled in the last 10 years. Since Letcher County does not have a landfill, the waste is shipped out.
It's become very, very expensive and cost prohibitive in a lot of ways, and the ratepayers have had to bear that burden.
Justice says Letcher County could see less rate increases for garbage disposal.
It won't stop future rate increases, but it will help stabilize the pressure of the very expensive system that we have now.
Up to 10 new jobs will be created and 7,000 households served by the waste digester system. In Letcher County, Amelia Lee, WYMT, Mountain News.
Other grants were awarded by the Kentucky River Area Development District. The Knott County Water and Sewer District received more than $5.5 million for infrastructure that will impact the Olive Branch residential development project. One company that manufactures equipment for emergency vehicles and other components used in law enforcement and EMS plans to expand its presence in Pulaski County. Governor Beshear announced RidgeNet Network LLC is broadening its presence with a $1.2 million expansion, which will create 20 additional full-time jobs. The new facility will allow RidgeNet to triple its production of upfitted vehicles and quadruple its warehouse space. Here's what Governor Andy Beshear had to say about the expansion. Quote, "This expansion is a great announcement for Pulaski County and the Science Hill community. I want to thank the company's leadership for their continued support and look forward to seeing years of their future success here in the Commonwealth." One Laurel County school is collecting donations for a family impacted by a recent deadly crash. Christopher Russell and his son Ezekiel were taken to the hospital following a crash last week. The 3-year-old Ezekiel later died. Cornerstone Christian School is launching a fundraising initiative to support Christopher's daughters, Hensley and Dorica Russell, who are students at the school. Donations can be made by mailing or dropping off a check at the school.
All right, here's a look at your weather headlines for tonight. We're going to cool off for your Thursday. There is a rain chance later on this week going into the weekend, but warmer weather, it's in the forecast too. Details in a few minutes.
Plus, Pikeville is looking to make traffic flow changes in hopes of making driving safer and smoother.